Going to derive the expression for acceptance angle of a skew ray. What is skew ray? Skew ray is nothing but the light ray which enters into the optical fiber cable at a place which is other than center of fiber axis. If the light ray enters exactly at the center, that is the meridional light ray, and if the light ray enters at a point which is other than the center of the fiber axis, that is the skew ray. So for this skew ray, we are going to find out the acceptance angle. So in the previous lecture, we have derived the expression for acceptance angle of a meridional ray, and now we are going to derive the expression for acceptance angle of a skew ray. And to visual, already we know this skew ray follows the helical path within the optical fiber core medium. So it is difficult to visualize the skew rays in two-dimensional view. In a single plane it is difficult. But whereas the meridional ray can be easily visualized in two-dimensional way, but the skew rays cannot be. So that's why here we are considering two planes within the optical fiber core medium, right? So now assume this optical fiber cable. In this optical fiber cable, so this is the core medium, this is the core medium whose refractive index is equal to N1, and this core is surrounded by cladding whose refractive index equal to N2. Core refractive index is N1, cladding refractive index is N2. And now assume the light ray is entering into the optical fiber cable from the free space whose refractive angle is equal to N0. And now assume this light ray is entering at a point which is other than the center of the fiber axis. See here, so if you consider this optical fiber cable, so here this line is representing the fiber axis. This line is representing the fiber axis or core axis, and the light ray is entering at a point which is other than the center of the fiber axis, so it will become the skew ray. So whenever the light ray enters into the core medium, then that light ray will be bent and that will move towards the cladding. And now this is the refracted light ray in the core medium. And if this angle, so here to represent this skew ray, already I told you here we are considering two different planes. So this is one plane, this is one plane, and this is the second plane, and this is the core axis, right? And if this angle of entrance is the acceptance angle, then here at this point B, it will maintain the critical angle and the light ray will be totally internally reflected. There won't be any bending of the signal. Since it maintains the critical angle condition at the point B, it will be totally internally reflected. So, and now what is this phi? This phi is nothing but the critical angle. And now this B is the point of reflection. You know very well, the skew ray maintains an angle 2 gamma at each reflection point. Here the reflection point is B. So here from this reflection point, draw the projections onto the first plane and to the core axis. So from B, draw a projection BT to the first plane and draw another projection to the core axis. And now this light ray is maintaining the BT angle, that is gamma. let this angle be gamma, and the total angle, this angle is the critical angle, so this total angle is also the critical angle. And now consider this angle is theta. Consider this angle is theta. Right? So, and now apply cosine theorem. Now apply cosine theorem. So if you apply cosine theorem, so here what is the total angle here? The total angle, this is phi. This phi is the combination of theta and gamma. Phi is the combination of theta and gamma. So here among this theta and gamma, if this angle is theta, so here this angle is also theta. As per the trigonometric principles, this angle is also theta. And now this, as per the cosine theorem, you can get cos phi is equal to sin theta cos gamma. Why? This phi is the adjacent angle to the point of reflection. Phi is the adjacent angle to the point of reflection, and gamma is the adjacent angle to the point of reflection. Theta is opposite angle to the point of reflection. So always the adjacent angles are represented with cosine functions. Adjacent angles. What are the adjacent angles here? Both phi and gamma are the adjacent angles with respect to the point of reflection. So both phi and gamma are the cos functions, and theta is the opposite angle with respect to the point of reflection. So here it is represented in terms of sin terms, and this phi is the combination of both gamma and theta. So here according to the cosine theorem, cos phi is equal to sin theta cos gamma. And now sin theta is equal to cos phi by cos gamma. So here if the light ray enters with an acceptance angle, then this phi will be the critical angle. So what is the expression for critical angle? Critical angle is equal to sin phi. Here phi is the critical angle, so sin phi is equal to n2 by n1. And now in the expression we need to find out the cos phi value, and the cos phi is equal to square root of 1 minus sin square phi, and that sin phi is equal to n2 by n1. By substituting that, you will get cos phi is equal to square root of n1 square minus n2 square divided by n1. And here what is this square root of n1 square minus n2 square? That is nothing but the numerical aperture of the fiber. So cos phi is equal to numerical aperture by n1, and substitute this cos phi value in the first expression, in the second expression, where sin theta is equal to cos phi by cos gamma. Here you got cos phi value is equal to Na by n1. So by that you will get sin theta is equal to numerical aperture by n1 cos gamma. Sin theta is equal to numerical aperture by n1 cos gamma. And now you apply Snell's law at air core interface, because our objective is to find out the maximum entrance angle of a skew ray. Where do we get the acceptance angle? Where do we get the maximum entrance angle? That is at the air core interface only. So we need to apply Snell's law at air core interface. So by applying Snell's law at the air core interface, then come here. So here refractive index of the incidenting medium, that is nothing but the free space, whose refractive index is n0, into sine of the corresponding angle. That corresponding angle is nothing but the maximum entrance angle or acceptance angle. So this is theta as. So n0 into sine theta as is equal to refractive index of the core medium, that is n1, and the sine of the corresponding angle, that corresponding angle is nothing but theta, so that is n1 sin theta. So by applying Snell's law at air core interface, you will get the expression n0 sin theta as is equal to n1 sin theta. And now already you got the expression for this sin theta, and substitute that sin theta value in this equation, then you will get n0 sin theta as is equal to n1 into numerical aperture divided by n1 cos gamma. So this n1 will be cancelled, and sin theta as is equal to numerical aperture by n0 cos gamma. So finally we need to get the expression for this acceptance angle of the skew ray. So theta as is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture by n0 cos gamma. So acceptance angle of the skew ray theta as is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture by cos gamma. So since the light ray is entering from the free space, we can keep this n0 value is equal to 1, because refractive index of free space is 1. For instance, let us consider, instead of entering from the free space, if the light ray is entering from some other medium like water, then we have to replace that n0 refractive index with a value related to the refractive index of water or that particular medium. So that's it. So from this we can conclude that the refractive index of the skew ray theta as is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture divided by cos gamma. Acceptance angle of the skew ray is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture by cos gamma if the light ray is entering from free space. Now we will see the differences between meridional light rays and skew rays. What are the differences between meridional light rays and skew rays? Now you know that meridional light rays are the light rays which enter exactly at the center of the fiber axis. Skew rays are the light rays which enter at a point which is other than the center of the fiber axis. Now see here, look at this fiber. Look at this fiber. If you consider this optical fiber cable, if you draw the fiber axis, if the light ray enters exactly at the center, then that light ray is the meridional light ray. That meridional light ray follows the zigzag path. First point, meridional light rays enter exactly at the center of the core axis, and second one, they follow the zigzag path within the optical fiber cable. And the angle of entrance of the meridional light ray, that depends on that will affect the angle of exit. So the angle with which the light ray is coming out from the fiber, that is depending on the angle of entrance, right? And if you consider the skew ray is the light ray which enters at a point which is other than the center of the fiber axis. So observe this one. So this is the light ray which is corresponding to the skew ray, and this is entering into the optical fiber. This is the core medium. This is entering into the optical fiber core medium at a point which is other than the center of the core axis. So this light ray will undergo multiple number of reflections and it follow the helical path in the optical fiber core medium. So skew ray is the light ray which enters at a point which is other than the center of the core axis, and it follows the helical path. And at each point of reflection, this skew ray maintains an angle 2 gamma. At each point of reflection, skew ray maintains an angle 2 gamma. And the angle of exit of the skew ray, that depends on the total number of internal reflections happening. But whereas in meridional light ray, the angle of exit depends on angle of entrance, but in the skew ray propagation, the angle of exit doesn't depending on the angle of entrance, but it will be depending on the number of internal reflections it is undergoing. And next one, the acceptance angle of the meridional light ray is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture, whereas the acceptance angle of the skew ray theta as is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture by cos gamma. For the meridional light ray, acceptance angle theta A is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture, and for skew ray, acceptance angle is equal to sine inverse of numerical aperture by cos gamma, where 2 gamma is the angle of reflection at each point. Right? If you see this one, the meridional light ray is following the zigzag path and the skew rays are following the helical path, and this light ray is maintaining the angle 2 gamma at each and every reflection point. If you observe the cross sectional view of the optical fiber cable, you can see at each and every reflection point it is maintaining an angle 2 gamma.